All right, what's up, Tycoon? Super excited for today's video. We're covering VRM again. This is Vroom Inc. We had a request in the comment section for an update on this one. So go ahead and jump right into that. Okay, we're going to look at the same things we looked at last time. We're looking at the weekly chart and our volume profile. Okay, we know that these high volume nodes are going to be an area of interest, and I gave you guys that this was going to be our little demand zone. Okay, and we're going to look to try to head up towards this area right here. Okay, up towards 222. That would be our possibilities, right? For us to come down into here and look for buyers to step in this zone. And we can see that we did pull back, but we found some support. Some demand stepped in. And we had a nice 13% rally today. Okay, so that's the weekly chart. We'll go into the daily chart real quick, all right, and show you the daily levels that we looked at last time. Go ahead and zoom in on those so you guys can see it and it's a little bit more clear. All right, here's this huge daily gap up, okay, to about 450 up to about $6. There is a potential that that could fill, but I wouldn't count on it anytime soon, so I'm not really playing that too much. But these are the levels that we're looking at here with the using the Fibonacci's, okay. And we can see we've come down here. We found some support along $1.22. That's been our nice support level for 1, 2, 3, 4 trading days now. We broke past this 133 resistance level, and we closed right along this $1.42 50% retracement level. Okay, so above $1.42, your price levels are going to be 151, 164, and then 181. All right, those are the major support and resistance levels that I'm paying attention to right now. And if we go down to the 1 hour chart, all right, and just take a look at the 1 hour chart, all right, and look, and we're showing a little bit of a proof of concept. Okay, we're looking to see if there's a potential short squeeze on this one. um you know we'll use these yellow trend lines or these purple trend lines here, okay, to go ahead and highlight it. All right, so we can see that this was our original nice support level. We bounced off of here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, okay, and had the very nice big explosion. We came down, tried to test it as support, and flipped it to resistance, okay, and we started to trade below it and flipped it into resistance, okay. Today we did break out of it and flipped it back into support. So overall, again, on the the 1 hour chart, we are holding this nice purple trend line in an upwards direction. We are showing nice proof of concept, okay, and we did break it for a little bit and it did act as a valid resistance level, but we flipped it, okay. Below there is going to be our next trend line, okay, our next support trend line. All right. And you can see in this area too, we also have something that I cover frequently in most of my videos, and that's going to be bullish divergence. All right. So that's going to be highlighted by these ovals right here. What I want you guys to notice is that we're, technically making lower lows. So let's look at this low here and this low here. This low, okay, this oval is lower than this one, right? And if we look here and here, right, the lows on this one is lower than the lows on this one. So each time we created 2 lower lows, right? And we actually created higher lows on our relative strength index, okay, the RSI, which shows us the relative strength. We can see at each one of these levels, we went low, then we went higher, we bounced, had a very nice bounce, okay, because bullish divergence is an indicator you might see bullish activity, right? And you can see here off the first bullish divergence, we had a very nice bounce, okay, pop, whatever you want to call it. We come back over, we retest this trend line, and today we get a very massive rally as well. Okay, so that's mostly the main things I'm looking at on VRM. We'll go ahead and look at the option chain because that's the most important thing I think for this one. Is there's some really interesting option data. We look at the volume and the open interest. This is how many contracts is actively being held in the market, betting that Vroom will be at $2 or above by July 15th, 2022. As you guys can see, I do have a little position in here. So I'm not trying to tell anyone to buy it. I have a very small position. I have like 10 contracts, and I think it's worth like $100. And if I lose all 100 of that because it's super risky, I'm fine with that. But if for some reason Vroom VRM does go to $2 or above, then that could be worth like $1,000, or it could be worth like $1,500. It just depends, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And we can look at the August, okay, we can see that we have 53,000 open interest again. So on the 2.5 expiration for August 19th. When you look at the rest of the option chain data, this one now has been flooding with open interest on the 1 strike for the puts, And this is all more recent. This has all been becoming after this nice August 19th initial data came in. So there's a couple big bets on both sides. Okay. Whether it's going to go up or down. So, make sure that you use some risk management. Okay. Whatever strategy works best for, minimizing risk for yourself. Um, and, go ahead and get into it that way. All right. So, you know, looking at the option chain data, it does suggest that, people really think that there's a chance it could go to 2 or 2.5, in the next month or two. But, it's going to be pretty tough for it to do that, right? It's $1.43 right now. For that to happen, it would have to go up a pretty significant amount. Today we went up 13%, and we only went up 17 cents, right? So, that would take us to $1.50 if we went up, another 13%, another 17 cents, right? So, there is some big gains that has to happen for us to go above $2 and to 2.50. But the option chain data looks really interesting. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's my breakdown for Vroom. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you guys have been able to use this bullish divergence strategy to start making some profits on your own. Okay. Because I've been trying to highlight these areas, and pretty much every stock we went over that I reviewed this weekend had a very nice pop today. They all had some bullish divergence. We'll look at CCL on the day. Okay, and we'll take a look. Let's look at here at our 4-hour chart. Okay, we had bullish divergence on our 4-hour chart. All right, boom, go like this so you guys can see. Okay, and this was today. Very nice move up. We had an 11% move to the upside. Okay, so really, really nice move. We had that bullish divergence. We're making lows, then lower lows. We have lows here and then higher lows here. What's another one? Zoom was another one that I did, right? Zoom had bullish divergence as well. And Zoom, ended up having a phenomenal day as well, up over 8%. And we can take a look and see, here we have the lows. Okay, we're heading lower, but the RSI is actually going upwards. Okay, and it's creating bullish divergence. So there was a lots of bullish divergence across the market, and that's why you can see most of my watch list today is very green. We have some very big double-digit winners. Affirm was another one. Bingo, BNGO. I also covered that one recently. Went over the bullish divergence. So lots of good opportunities here in the market. Even though it is a bear market right now, all of these are trades. These are not long-term position holds or really any financial advice, but more of just my active breakdown of the current landscape of the market and what stocks I'm looking at.